Music, let's get out on the floor.
Deftones is an alternative metal band that formed in 1988, comprised by vocalist Chino Marino, drummer Abe Cunningham, guitarist Steven. It's cause when the dude screams, it sounds like he's in actual physical pain, and it makes the songs sound more genuine cause he's all fucked up. Music is really cool cause it can be like really genuine, like god damn, that's genuine. Obviously, that's a quality that all art forms can provide, but in music, it's like, oh yeah, that's nice. It makes things really evocative when they, and I hate saying this, come from the heart. But when it's honest and real, that's like the point. That's what people want from the most obnoxious dubstep to the most emo bullshit. If you extract any realness out of it, well, that's what's up. When you get hit by a fucking baseball when you're playing, baseball, that's going to hurt. That's what happens. When that happens, how do you react? Spit out a dope freestyle regarding the baseball and perhaps the pitcher and how whack their game is, yo.
Dois. Três.
Yell, you fucking yell. And you say ow and holy shit and oh my god, what the f? You probably haven't been punched in the face lately. But when it happens, I'll bet you my sister's friend's dog, you're going to be uncomfortable about it. Deftones are righteous because despite most people not having been punched in the face by a baseball, they can convey that feeling of hurt and pain really well. Chino Marino screams as if he's caught in a pickle, a predicament that gives him the privilege to let other people know in the most primal ass way, ow. It sounds like he's an actual, real, genuine, holy shit, yeah, fucking pain. Which is funny because this sounds kind of psychotic, you know? Obviously, if there was an audio recording of him getting shot with a band playing in the background, you probably wouldn't jam to that. But that's not what's happening. It's like a controlled environment. He's not actually dying, so it's like, cool, man. I get where the traditional styles of vocals come from, or rather what they're going for. You're not supposed to try to focus on the lyrics in the way that you do with other kinds of music. Singers in doom or sludge use it as a texture, like a broken flashlight in a dense fog. You don't see where the singer's going, but when he or she finds the way to the climax of a song, it's more deserved because of the power that it took to get there. That's awesome. I love it. It's intrinsically metal, but it's not, say, entirely relatable. Metal is kind of an abstract term, kind of. People don't think Deftones are metal. Some people think fucking Trapped are metal. I don't want to throw a duck into that fighting ring, but I'm gonna bet on the house. If metal originally originated by this, lucid aggression, then I find this to be the most powerful form of it. I use Deftones as an example because their music is well known and relatable without being too aggressive. They're often the jumping off point for fans like Linkin Park and fucking Godsmack who want something harder and don't know where to start. It's a good place to start because of this interesting, though not entirely unique, quality. When Chino screams, he fucking screams. If you jump halfway through a Deftones song, at the very least, your attention is diverted to the goddamn monstrosity that is happening before your ears. You recognize the screams because you're human. I've come to conclude this niche vocal thing as a quality more closely associated with alt metal. Maybe times are changing, but normally when I bring up metal, people naturally point to bands like Opeth and BT Bam, and then they yell at me. The real unique Deftones part is throwing that derivative in an integral and doing some calculus type kind of whatever. In addition to the textures of the screams, Marino is famous for his cryptic ass whispers. The whispers kind of evoke that emotional vengeance kind of stuff. Smash your fingers on a door, you scream. Get dumped in a shitty way, you brood. Be it a lover or a door, some level of hatred is involved. That's what's being conveyed here. And even though that's the most Deftones part of Deftones, I enjoy the screams more because they just do it well. This moves us onto a segment I like to call an album made by teenagers that was screamy and loud, but it's pretty one-dimensional. Moving on. Out of all their albums, this one is probably the most genuinely aggressive. My Own Summer still stands 20 years later. Around the Fur is a celebration of what it means to be pissed the fuck off. In terms of prolificness, it's pretty prolific. Each of the members' contributions are so forceful and precise, yet there's this kind of incoherence about the record. There's this juxtaposition that adds so much replayability. Carpenter's guitars just intrude your headspace with these really sharp and dense riffs, but at the same time command so much space with reverb and stereo mixing. It's like you're getting hit from all sides and from the inside at the same time. The distorted screams are eloquently partitioned from the guitars, and that is some insane advanced level mixing that would convince a blender to unplug itself. Most importantly, these tracks have gone on to influence artists that have nothing to do with metal. The head up riff transcends languages with how ferocious it is. And Be Quiet and Drive has made its mark as this reagent for remix and cover artists everywhere. Although White Pony is considered to be probably the best Deftones album, it's not entirely relevant to this video. It's a very whispery album. The ratio of screams to whispers are pretty lopsided. We get some of their most well-known tracks here with Digital Bath, Knife Party. Wait a minute. Change and Passenger, which features everyone's favorite ambiguous, creepy old guy. It's based in more rock and ambient themes than the previous efforts, but that's not a bad thing, and that makes the heavier parts hit all that much harder. And my god, when they hit, they go for the throat. People were sketched out by this album, and they totally had the right to be. Deftones is so inconsistent with itself and its surrounding discography that this album isn't aging well. It wasn't even born well either. Despite it all, Hexagram is one of the best opening songs on like any album ever. We get some solid screaming and emotion from Needles and Pins and Battle Axe. And this is why this album is so important. The most well-produced, well-recorded, extraordinary album they have to date. The risks the boys took on Saturday Night Wrist are out of this world. Dude, it's ambient, rock, psychedelic, metal, trip-hop, instrumental. It's really so many things, not unentirely due to the external pressure of the band while they were recording this album. There are issues of drug addiction and marital troubles that Marino had. This album almost broke the band altogether. Saturday Night Wrist is what garnered their nickname, the Radiohead of metal. It's also the last album with their original lineup, as bassist Chi Chang became incapacitated from a car accident, which eventually led to more complications when he died in 2013. So the first half of Diamond Eyes was absolute fire. Koi no Yokan is aging really well. Honestly, it's like more beautiful every day. And then Gore Sucks. But the best example of this kind of screaming, and I mean the best example, better than Deftones, better than any of those people I listed. Should you listen to Deftones? Nah, you should listen to Glassjaw.